Building a good credit can have very good benefits, from lower interest rates when making a large purchase to landing that job you applied for. But for many people, it can be a little hard to build credit when they don't have a credit history. This is especially true for younger people who've never had credit and are considered to be high-risk borrowers. So here are a few ways to start building credit from scratch. Number 1. Credit cards. The most common tool to start building credit is by using credit cards. Now, there are 4 ways to use credit cards when we are new to credit. Number 1. To become an authorized user. If you are younger, under the age of 18, or have younger children and want to give them a jump start on credit, you might be able to do this for them. As a young person who can't apply for your own credit card, you can be an authorized user of another person's credit card, like your parents' credit card. This can be a good option for parents of younger children who want to teach their kids good habits of credit use and have something to rely on in case of emergencies. Now, of course, this is important to note that this will make the main holder of the card responsible for all the actions the authorized user takes on the card. So if your son Timmy uses your credit line to buy a brand new game console, you will be on the hook to pay for it. Also, some credit cards come with annual fees for authorized users, so it is important to assess whether this option is the right for you. 2. Having a cosigner. Here is when your parents or someone with good credit helps you apply for a credit card, if you're at least 18 years old. This makes it easier to get approved for a credit card since you have someone else with a good credit history to basically vouch for you. Here, unlike becoming an authorized user, both you and the cosigner will be on the hook to repaying the loan. If the main cardholder can't repay the card back, the cosigner will be responsible to pay the balance. This goes without saying, but as the cardholder, it is especially important to focus on developing good credit habits because if used irresponsibly, credit cards can not only hurt your credit, but your cosigner's credit as well. And as a cosigner, it is important to assess the risk you will be taking before cosigning anyone. 3. Apply for a secured credit card. These types of credit cards are typically for those who don't have credit yet. If you're over 18, you can apply for a credit card where you put down a certain amount of money as collateral in case you default on your payments. Since you don't have a credit history, the banks don't like taking much risk, which is one of the reasons they ask you for money up front. Here, you have to prove that you make enough money to be able to repay your credit card balance. 4. Applying for a card on your own. If you're over 18 and have a good income, you will be able to apply for a regular credit card on your own. Here, you will have to prove that you make enough money on your own to be able to repay for what you spend with your credit cards. Now, there are a few other ways one can build credit without using a credit card. Like, if you are a college student who has student loans, you can actually boost your credit by making your loan payments on time. Keep in mind that late payments can also negatively impact your score, so it's always recommended to have an automatic payment system in place to avoid late payments. Car loans can also be a way to build credit if you make your payments on time. Of course, it doesn't make sense to buy a car just to build credit. It's always recommended to buy what you can afford. And buying a car in a one-time payment won't give you credit, but it'll save you money on interest. Now, this is not the most recommended way to build credit, but it is an option. Homeowners can build their credit by making on-time payments on their mortgage. In some cases, if you're renting, you might be able to build credit by making on-time payments on your rent. That is, if your landlord reports your payment history to the credit bureaus. You might also be able to ask your utilities provider to send your payment history to these reporting agencies, and can help you with your credit. Building a good credit can be very useful since even some employers check your credit score to assess your responsibility level. But it is important to manage credit well, because mismanaging credit can be very financially dangerous. So to help with that, make sure to check out this video on tips to build a good credit score. And if you're not part of the Betterment Project, make sure to hit the subscribe button to not miss any of the videos coming up soon. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.